So thank you guys for tuning in to the Digital Roots podcast. I have the infamous Speedy 0311, or Marty, as people call him on the streets. And then I have Mr. Sergeant Shells, or I don't know, his first name is redacted, so I don't want to say it. Um, so, just as a quick introduction, these two individuals have been heavily involved in the United by Stripes veteran community, gaming community. So, really super excited to have you guys here. Um, so, how are you guys? How you guys doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well too. Thank you.
Thank you for the introduction.
Yep, excited to be here.
Marty seems a little more excited than usual.
Hey man, I'm just working on my first drink, bro. Relax.
What are you drinking?
Modelo's.
That sounds a little fluffy, but okay.
What the
Jeff,
fuck?
Not fluffy.
Thank you, Shells.
I'm kidding.
No, you can't take it back after someone else called you out on it. That's not how this works. You can't say it's fluffy and then someone calls you out and you're like, oh, I'm kidding.
Dude, we're in the first minute of our recording, and I'm already getting blasted.
I'm having some bourbon soda, by the way.
Oh, that's fluffy. That's fluffy.
Yeah, right.
That's fluffy. I love that. Cool. So today this episode we're gonna be talking about Vanguard, Call of Duty. If people don't know what that is, and if it has been a flop or a successful game on the franchise. I guess I'll kind of start with my opinion first. I honestly was actually, I was gonna say excited when they're talking about it, right? When they revealed it, and I feel like I was more excited when World War II was released, or before it was released and it was announced, and I was like, oh heck yeah, we're going from this futuristic BS, in my opinion, to boots on the ground and something more fun, right? In my opinion. And realistically, Call of Duty made its stardom on World War II. So naturally, me being a history minor and me loving history, not to mention my father being in the military, I was like, fuck yeah, dude, we're going to World War II. It's gonna be fun. And for the most part, the game was pretty cool. For content creators, it was not. But for this game coming through, I think after, was it Modern Warfare, right?
Yeah.
Modern Warfare, I think was, yeah. I don't know, man. I just was like kind of excited, but not really. And then like the gameplay was good, but then I don't know.
I think I think what threw off a lot of people was it was technically the same game for Modern Warfare, right? Using the same engine, but then they're putting all the focus on from Modern Warfare into Vanguard, but also being in the same aspect of Modern Warfare and having the same engine run with it was the biggest thing for me. It was whenever you try to mesh two games on the same engine and stuff like that, then that's when the problems start coming along. Because eventually, what their idea was to eventually move it to Warzone. Then when it goes into Warzone, then there, a whole bunch of other issues come in, because with Modern Warfare you had different movements and different mechanics compared to Vanguard, and the movement and mechanics from Vanguard were completely different than Modern Warfare. So when it transitioned into Warzone, then you have the Modern Warfare war gun, or Modern Warfare guns, as well as the Vanguard guns. So it just became a huge issue when it came to like that aspect. Like you can't take the Vanguard and then try to throw like some modern gun into it.
Well, you can't forget Cold War as well, because that was a completely different
Oh, wait,
dev.
you're right. No,
Yeah.
Vanguard, yeah. Cold War was before this one. Not
Yeah, it
Modern
was a
Warfare.
completely different dev. That was what,
Still,
Treyarch,
still.
I think? Yeah.
Yeah.
With each dev, you get completely different gameplay aspects, like your sliding and
Well, but
all that.
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I've heard this a couple different times from different people. Why not keep the game, for the most part, the same? The engine's the same, mechanics are the same. You're keeping this game the same for a few years, maybe 4 or 5 years, and then change things, I guess,
Because they wouldn't make money.
inside of it cosmetically. But like the prime example is CS:GO. That game's been the same for the most part for how many years?
Yeah, but
And people still play it.
Yeah, but think about how dedicated those CS:GO players are compared to a regular Call of Duty player. To get to grind CS:GO and to perfect CS:GO, you have to put time, you have to grind, you have to put hours in. The normal Call of Duty player is not going to do that. They're not going to just grind that many hours. When, just say for instance, like myself, I get on 2 nights a week.
So you're talking the casual player.
Yeah, like the casual player overwhelms the amount of professional players and overwhelms the amount of content creators.
But think about this though: instead of spending all this money in development that you're wasting,
Mm-hmm.
now you're developing things in the game that can make it more fresh, and expectations are the same. So when instead of going to the game, think about this, which we'll probably talk about at some point: the weapon balancing. It changes every single week. Like
Yeah.
literally, there's a report every single. Well, maybe I think it's actually twice a week, once or twice a week.
I don't know if you want to go down the path of weapons balancing.
Yeah, we can get into that a little bit later. But I will say that I do agree with you when it comes to keeping a game for 2 to 3 years and just making sure it comes out good. And then as the 2 to 3 years go, you perfect it. That way, it gives the other developers at least 2 to 3 years to get a game 75 to 90% done. And then once it comes out that year later, then it becomes 100% perfected. I do agree with you with that. I feel like having that 2 to 3 year lifespan in one game would be good, but the way they would do that is doing cosmetics, like you were saying, and that's the only way they would make money. And the only way they would make money is by doing the buy to win. If they do the 2 to 3 years,
That would benefit the player more than the company and the developer. The developer does not give two shits about the player, because if they did, you would see drastic differences.
Yeah, but
It's
Activision.
Yeah.
Activision's known for wanting to make money through
the
either
buy to win
games or other
guns.
cosmetics.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, if it was a simple like buy to make your gun look good and it didn't have any effect on like how well your aim is or damage or anything like that, I'm 100 million% about it. Just like Rocket League or like CS:GO or Fortnite, like all those cosmetic things that you put on your gun doesn't help your gun shoot straight, isn't overpowered, isn't overbalanced, doesn't help you at all. It just makes your gun look good, which is fine. Which
So you're saying that new laser gun in Warzone? You're saying that makes a difference?
I don't know what you're talking.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Rounds? The tracer rounds, man. I've cursed those things out so many times.
I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Predator was around before World War II. Okay, so therefore they took his knowledge and his science for his guns. They hid it for years, and now are using it against us. See what I'm saying?
In the game.
You see?
I would like to see the factual basis on that.
Hey, but if I
jumping into that,
have to give it to you, I got to kill you. So I mean, your choice. Not sure you want to go down that path. I know you just had a kid, so
if I'm on my deathbed, maybe I'll call you and ask.
no, still no. All right, fine. I'll kill you and then tell you.
That doesn't make sense, but okay.
I mean, well, I mean, if you're still alive and I tell you, you still have a chance. You know what I mean?
True.
So,
True.
so I kill you, whisper
Like,
in your ear,
s-
sweet nothings. You know.
I mean, it's
This is what.
different than you do now.
I mean, that's
But
true.
It's like, okay, so with that, do you think that now you've had World War II and now you've had Vanguard, okay? Now you have what we just talked about with cosmetics. You have all of the anime, you have the futuristic stuff, you have Terminator, cool things. Don't get me wrong, very cool things that are, I mean, people obviously are buying, so the developers kind of know people are going to purchase that stuff and buy it, but like you have two sides of the coin. You have the people that are like, dude, what the hell is that stuff doing in a World War II game, right? Which I agree with, but then it's like then the flip side is I've heard people also say, well, it's also a virtual game. Who gives a shit? Who cares? It's a video game. It's fun, in a way. So like what are your thoughts on that? Like, what kind of side of the coin do you feel on that?
Charles, you want to go or no?
You can go ahead.
Okay. Well, so for me personally, yeah, it is a video game. Okay, I understand it's a video game, and I understand that. And
You
I
bought the Hello Kitty stuff, didn't you?
hey man, you gotta rock what you gotta rock, bro. You know what I mean? I mean, haters want to hate. That's all I'm saying. The Hello Kitty stuff is fire.
Yeah,
Oh.
dumpster fire.
Whatever, it's still fire, isn't it? Owned. I
It
owned.
just
Got
depends
it.
what kind of fire it is. You know, it's on fire.
Kind of does. But no, when it comes down to it, right, it is a video game. But with the intent, you honestly can't even talk about the realistic aspect of it being a World War II game. Again, once it got into Warzone.
Sure.
Because once it got into Warzone, you had modern guns from Modern Warfare and Cold War, and then you brought World War II guns facing against modern guns. It just doesn't make any sense. The whole aspect doesn't make any sense, and that's why it should have just been a separate game by itself. In my opinion, that is. Yeah. So, like...
Well, I mean, isn't that kind of... That's the case for the new game, though, isn't it?
Well, supposedly that's what's going to be. But, you know...
Yeah.
Supposedly that was what this last one was supposed to be too.
Yeah, so...
What was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just supposed to be Modern Warfare, and then once Warzone blew up, then the other companies were like, let's jump on this bandwagon. Boom.
Yeah. But talking cosmetics, dude, I'm a sucker for a cool cosmetic. Like on Fortnite, you brought up Fortnite earlier. I'm an idiot. I went in and played and got the Dragon Ball Z freaking skins and all that because they're cool, right?
Yeah,
Here's my money.
for sure.
No, they're fun.
Yeah, they're fun too. But the thing is you have skins like, was it the Ash one where you could use it to practically be invisible?
What?
Mm,
See, like, stuff like that is, like,
One that was like
is what hurts the idea of the cosmetics. The cosmetics are super fun, super cool, and it kind of makes your own personality into the game. That a game that you can't really do too much. Like, go ahead.
So off that point, though, just kind of backtracking like a step or two, like backtracking with the historical aspect of the game and the accuracy.
Mhm.
Like if you think about it, the people that are fighting for the historical accuracy, with regard to warfare per se, is that you have the people that are like, for myself and you guys, like you've probably played Call of Duty since the first one. You know, there's no multiplayer. I played on PS2. I think the first ever Call of Duty was on PS2. I think. Finest Hour.
Don't make yourself sound too old, no.
Yeah.
He's just a baby.
I know.
He's just a baby. Don't let
Shut your
him.
mouth.
Don't let.
Gray hairs.
Fuck me too. Fuck. We're screwed.
No one can see with your hat on. So, anyways, but like I was a sucker for the campaigns. Well, I mean, that's all it was. But like I was a sucker for the storyline. The storyline really suckered people in. I was also a big sucker for the theme music, the soundtrack behind it. So like, say like you're getting towards the end of the level, and like you're getting towards the end of the hill. You're trying to take a hill right from the enemy. So you're approaching the hill. You're almost there. Then like you hear this like kind of like really upbeat music. You're almost there, and you kind of like you get into it a little bit, you know, and like you feel like you're almost there. Now, granted, the graphics are not the greatest.
Well, they were great in our time.
15,
Yeah,
right, exactly. You thought they were great, but like I feel like those are the people that are fighting for like, hey, that shit shouldn't be in this kind of game, you know. But then on the flip side, does that kill the possibility of bringing World War II back at all for another game, or that era more or less?
Well, how realistic are they looking? Like, are we talking like I shoot you once and you die? You're talking like hardcore. Which game was it where it was like the super hardcore? There was one like that where it's supposed to be like realistic, and you get shot like once, twice, you're dead.
What is a hardcore mode?
Yeah, there was one though that was like super realistic. I think it was Modern Warfare had it.
I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think they can ever bring back a World War II multiplayer Warzone
You think
game.
that era is done?
Yeah, I think it's done. I think if they could bring a possibility of just making a campaign of World War II, just strictly a campaign mode.
Let me ask you this: why has there not been a Vietnam game? Granted, Black Ops.
Well, it's because
is kind of in the era, but like I remember, it was a
there was somewhat of a Vietnam.
I played one of those games, and I can vividly remember the level I was on. You like walk through this like water level in the jungle. You're carrying an M1 carbine.
That was in Cold War.
And,
Yeah, Cold War.
No. I'm telling you, it was a game like on a PS2. It was like so long ago. I don't remember the name of the game though. That's the thing. But it was fun.
But I think
Cold War's kind of better.
I think they won't do a Vietnam War because of how much backlash we got for Vietnam.
Do you think it's like a wouldn't the generation that would have a problem with it not really
Yeah,
play
theoretically,
the
I don't
game?
think
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, think about it before. Now we're talking about. I mean, but 10 years ago, why didn't they make a Vietnam?
Well, they did though. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I played a game though. That's what it was based on.
It might have been a story or a level of Vietnam, but it wasn't strictly around like World War II, right? World War II's the whole thing's about World War II. There's not a whole game on just Vietnam. There might have been a level or two, but like you said, why isn't there a game about Vietnam?
So you were saying you think it's because of people's mindsets when it comes to Vietnam.
Yeah.
I think it was Conflict Vietnam PS2. That's what I think. That was.
So I think a lot of people would have an issue with that game because of how much backlash we had for going to Vietnam, and then things that happened in Vietnam, and then the way everyone was treated when the troops got back from Vietnam. Like the whole. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it was a totally different era, and people had a different mindset then.
Yeah.
And it was one of the first wars that was completely political.
Mhm.
But I won't get into that.
So I mean, there could possibly,
We should talk about that.
a Vietnam game that could possibly come out, but I think that's the reason behind why there hasn't been a Vietnam War game.
Confirmed though, Conflict Vietnam PS2 game.
Did you just look that up?
Yeah.
God, you're a bot.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Dang.
Yeah. So like, seeing you guys are veterans, right? Like, what are your thoughts on this? Is kind of like a different tangent, but like, Jess, you kind of brought that up, like accuracy and like realism in a game. Now, I feel like the purpose of a virtual game is to immerse the player in the environment of the game as best as possible, but also having that game effect. So like for the hardcore people and all that stuff, like there is a sense of realism, but like what game was that? There's a Barrett in it. There's a Barrett 50 cal in there, and you get hit markers. You know what I mean? Like, you in real life, you don't get hit markers. Well, first of all, you don't get hit markers in general, technically. But like a Barrett, you like a 50 cal round, dude. You don't get no hit markers. You're losing body parts.
That's true.
Split people in half.
Yeah.
That's just not happening. So like, what are your guys' thoughts? Seeing well, I know Marty's been in combat. Jess, have you? I don't think I've asked you that. No. Okay. So even being that, like, what are your guys' thoughts on realism and like, say, a virtual game, and how close should it be?
Well, you don't want it too real, because if it's too real, it's just like hardcore, where you have a select few of people who just.
You don't want 12-year-old kids pissing their pants. You don't want that?
Well, no, but it's like the campaign. I think you should want it as real as possible to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Obviously, you're going to have the different modes where it's like easy, beginner, medium, hard, expert, veteran, where it goes up in levels. But when it comes to like a multiplayer, you definitely don't want it like crazy realistic, because you die once and you're just going to get pissed and you're not going to play the game anymore. When it comes to campaign, I think the one Modern Warfare where you're clearing a house with NVGs, I think it's called like Wolf's Den or something like that, was by far one of the most realist descriptions of how you would do something in Iraq or Afghanistan, or clear, like wherever you're at. That was by far one of the most realist missions that you could have possibly seen.
A night raid, right?
It's a night raid, yeah. And you're rolling through the building and you got NVGs on. By far one of the most realistic. If you were thinking of what someone would be doing in Iraq or Afghanistan or wherever they're at right now, that's exactly what would be happening. They got NVGs on. They're clearing fucking stairs like they were. They were communicating like they were. They were clearing the rooms like they were. That's exactly what it would look like. Now, these other missions, you can't do stuff like that, because if you go to another mission, there's 11 dudes. Like, the hell are you going to do? You just beat it in 5 minutes. So you have to put unlimited amount of players or bots in the game so you can run through those levels to keep you entertained, to make you feel cool, to make you feel like a badass as you're playing that mission out, and the music's going, and the bombs are bursting, and you're calling in helicopters or airplanes. You have to have that kind of atmosphere to make you feel into the game, like you're that dude running around just smoking guys, right? But you don't want to get to the point to where every level is a veteran level and you're just dying off the rip every single time. That makes any sense.
Well, talking realism too. Do you remember the thing in was it Modern Warfare, where they had the kids that were dead, and people like lost their minds about it? So you can't go into that either, because then you have that extreme where it's too realistic, because it happens in combat.
That's true. It does happen.
Yeah.
There was that one mission where you're in the airport and you load up on the elevator with like 7 Russian dudes and you just smoke an airport.
That's literally the level that every time you play the campaign that says, "Hey, do you want to do this or like do not go?"
Yeah.
Like the 2 different versions of the level. For that reason.
And that should also be an option too for all the games. Make it as realistic as as you want to make it as it. So if you want to make the most realistic game, that would just say be for Modern War, then give that option. Give that option of seeing people blown up to pieces. Give the option of skipping to see that option, so you don't have to see it.
It's not a bad idea. It's just like, okay, I think these developers are trying to appease the general public, no matter the age, right? It's funny, you hear a 12-year-old kid playing the game when it's rated mature. You're like, how's that kid playing? But like, I think these people are money-wise are like, well, if we do that and make a more realistic game, there's only be a certain populace of the public that are going to buy it and play it and enjoy it. But on the other hand, if we make it somewhat realistic and then have all this fun, stupid crap in it that has nothing pertaining to that era, we have anybody and everybody that's going to want to play it. You know what I mean? They're just trying to keep people happy.
Yeah, which at the end of the day is what they want, right? It's a video game. They want to make people happy, and they want people to play the game. And they want money, but I want to play and be happy.
Same. But also, too, you have to think about people with PTSD, too.
Ooh.
When it comes to being too realistic or come to like some kind of mental health, you know what I mean? I just don't want to say PTSD because I just don't want to narrow it to one mental health. I want to say everything. But just think about mental health when it comes to that aspect of maybe seeing something so realistic that it puts you into a spot to where you're like now like, all right, it's my time to go. So they definitely don't want to put people into that aspect of where their mind is now going into, this is real. People were coming for me, and I need.
Sorry,
man. I was.
Have you ever had a moment where that's affected your PTSD? I'm just curious.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But other people are completely different to me. I'm so open about my things I've been through and seen and stuff like that, and not to toot my own horn or anything like that. But some people just don't. They just hold it in, and next thing you know, it just becomes a problem, and everything just triggers it. Compared to talking about it and releasing piece by piece or pressure by pressure, they hold it in, and just one thing sets it off, and it could be just something in that video game that could do it.
Bro, I feel like I scare the crap out of you every day at work.
I mean, well, I'm just a jumpy dude now, you know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay.
So you have to also think about like that aspect as well, like being real, like calling the planes in, calling the helos in, calling the bombs in, shooting people with the Barrett for 600 meters away, 1,000 meters away, riding a jet ski. Or not a jet ski, snowmobile, stuff like that. That's all cool, and that's all stuff that has been done in combat. So it's realistic to a certain degree. It's just not so real to where you're seeing the real live nitty gritty dirty stuff. And there's a fine line, for me at least, looking from the outside looking in. If it's too much, it's going to turn that 12-year-old off, and it's definitely going to turn those parents off. And it's not; those parents are not going to allow those kids to play those games, so therefore they're losing money on that aspect. Then you,
realistically, they shouldn't be playing in the first place, but
well, they shouldn't. But obviously, I mean, you shouldn't have been playing when you were younger, but you were.
Hmm.
Catch 22, baby.
Yeah.
touche.
But I mean, it's just like that, that kind of stuff. Like realism in a video game should be as realistic as it comes to when it comes to like how the gun works, how the video game runs. You obviously don't want to have people see a baby cut in half or a baby with their brains blown out because of an IED or something like that. Like you don't want kids to see that, and you don't want people to see that because that's not something the public should see. So that's something you want to.
Well, that's the same. That's the same as like, Modern Warfare, where it was like the Middle Eastern family. It was the girl, I think. Like it was her backstory, and there's like a different clan or something that invaded their town, and it's that scene where this big dude with a gas mask, is in their home, and the
Oh
dad
yeah,
tries saving them. Yeah,
yeah.
her and her brother. Well,
Mhm.
her dad obviously dies, and this guy's looking for those two, and the whole level is you trying to escape. But if you think about it, it's a video game, but like that shit's real.
Yeah, it
That shit's
happens.
completely real.
It happens every day. I mean, people don't want to admit it happens every day, but it's a very known thing in Afghanistan.
Yeah, it's been on for thousands of years.
Yeah.
Shiites, Sunnis, like these kind of wars have been going on for a long time.
Yeah, people just roll up and then you're sleeping one night, next thing you know, you're not waking up.
Yeah, it's messed up, but that's their culture, though. That's the difference. People are over here like, oh, that's barbaric, blah blah blah. Well, I mean,
To them,
that's
it's
their
normal.
culture. Yeah, that's normal.
I mean, it is what it is, but at the end of the day, when that, like what you were talking about, like that story right there, that particular level, it happens, and it did show like that dude dying and everything like that. But that's what you would see like on a movie. You know what I mean? You wouldn't see like his throat cut and him bleeding out and guts and everything, right? So where's the line that's defined that it's too realistic and not realistic enough? Oh, when it comes to killing, or are we talking about guns? Are we talking about levels?
Well, I think it's
I was gonna
a
say-
fine. No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say it's a fine line though when you start talking about realism and people being able to enjoy the game. I think there's a very thin line there in the middle, which is what they try to achieve. If they go too real, you're not gonna want to play the game because you can't have fun doing it because you're gonna die so fast. Which goes back to my comment earlier about that mode. It's exactly what it was. People were pissed because they would die after like 1-2 shots.
Yeah,
There's no fun in it.
that's not fun at all
I
if you're
think
dying like that.
Well, I think even hardcore and Vanguards, I'm pretty sure almost a one-shot kill, even with a pistol. So that's how I ranked up my pistol. Funny enough.
Use.
Mm-hmm.
I don't play that mode.
Dude, that's all I used to play. Actually, that's funny you say that.
It's
So
true. I'm right there with you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No one asked you, Marty. Okay. No one asked you.
I was trying to just be on your side for 1 second, and then you immediately shit on me. So, fuck you. Fuck your story. No one wants to hear it. Get fucked.
But no, in
Oh,
previous Call of Duties, I played hardcore. That was my mode. You know what I mean? And
Hey, Jesse, he wasn't asking you. Let Prime have his time to shine, please.
No one asked you. Here's the thing. No one was asking you. I
Oh,
was
okay.
asking
Oh,
Jess.
okay. My bad. Well, continue on, kind sir.
So, like Jesse was saying, like, that's all he used to play. So, like, me and my dad still plays, and he's in his 50s. And dude, in Modern Warfare 3, for hardcore confirmed, he was ranked like 3,000 in the world.
Damn. Go,
And
Dad.
then myself, and called just regular CTF, I was ranked 79 in the world. That's all I played. Literally all I played. I was spawn trapping people all the time. Like I knew where the spawns were. So, anyways, but like.
So you're
in
saying
Black
you were a
Ops-
bot?
No, I was the opposite. I was the one that the bots didn't want to play against because they would spawn and they would die. Anyways,
Yeah.
so Black Ops though, CTF, but hardcore. Like my KD was well over 2, and I always ran objective too. So like, obviously running objective is tough just in itself, but like now it's hardcore. All you do is hit them with one bullet. So like that's all I played was just hardcore, and it's fun. But then like in Vanguard, these noob tubes are just flying all over the place. It's just super annoying. But
Well,
uh,
back in the day too, like I have to agree with you. That's all I played too was hardcore, domination, hardcore, kill confirm. Is that the one where you collect the tags?
Yep.
Yeah, that's all I used to play was domination, kill confirm. But back then, you had to actually have some skill to actually control your guns.
true.
You know what I mean? Like nowadays, you see people in controller or even mouse and key, like they don't even hold the joystick and they're shooting, and the thing is just shooting straight. You see people with mouse and they're just holding the mouse up and they're just pushing the trigger, and they're aim down sights and it just doesn't move. So it's like it doesn't even take any skill at that point when it comes to hard kill on Vanguard, because all you have to do is just aim. You don't have to hold your stick down or anything like that. You just pull. Compared
You guys
to
playing the games before Call of Duty?
what?
Like, so I was gonna say, like, did you guys play any like?
Oh, we didn't play any comp. Well, at least I didn't play any kind of comp.
No. Did you guys play any like military games before Call of Duty?
Oh,
Because I played SOCOM. Pretty much grew up on that, like the SOCOM and all those different games, the Navy SEALs, and then because that's third person, that's literally third person, and there was the last one I played was Confrontation, which is on the PS3, and that was strictly online. There was no campaign, no nothing like traditionally. It was just all online, and we had clan wars, like we had people from all over the world, Tokyo, all that stuff, and I think we had a max clan of 60 something, but you could literally challenge another clan, and there was like VIP levels or not levels, but like a game mode. So like there was basically like a search and destroy, but every match was like search and destroy, where if you die, you're done for the round, every single round.
Oh.
That's what I grew up on. That's why I love search and destroy now. And then the VIP was very interesting because you have one side, and that game was all kind of like there was Middle Eastern and also like Russian stuff involved. But like the VIP level is like the one clan has to pursue the other team. The other team has to hold the VIPs. You can like select like, hey, I want to move my VIPs over here, here, here. But like essentially that team has to keep them alive and then extract them at the end. And the other team has to find them and kill the other team without harming the VIPs. So if you harm the VIPs either way, if you kill them, like you lose.
Mm.
So like it was really fun, actually, really fun.
See, I don't think I had any of that.
The
But I'll,
list I had was probably Command and Conquer.
yeah,
Totally different type of game.
Command and Conquer is basically like at least from what I understand, it's a PC game, and it's basically like you start out with nothing, and you have to collect supplies, and in those supplies you're able to build like buildings, and you're able to build those buildings to create troops or vehicles or planes and stuff like that, and then you have to go capture other strategic points, and you have to basically end the other team. Is that correct, Shells?
Yeah, and I think the point of view is more like it's League of Legends, where it's like out away from everything, or StarCraft. I've never played StarCraft, but yeah,
No.
that was forever ago.
Yeah.
But I didn't have access.
funny.
I didn't have access to any kind of online gameplay when I was living at home. I didn't have access to online gameplay until I joined the Marine Corps and got to Lejeune in 05.
Wait. I just saw a lot. This is a weird story. Not even a story. What I heard in the news? There's a lawsuit going on against Lejeune.
Yeah, in the water, right?
Hearing loss or something?
Oh, the hearing?
No. Yeah, it was the water. No.
Yeah,
You're right. It's the
yeah,
water.
it's the water.
Water quality.
Yeah, the water's
Yeah.
ass.
The water one's been a thing for a while.
Yeah, they've been fighting that for a bit,
Mm-hmm.
but you're still drinking it,
Yes.
you know.
Did you guys call him? Get compensation?
Oh, I mean, we can call them all day, and you could say that you drink the water, and 9 times out of 10 you're gonna fight it till you die. I mean, they've been fighting it for years at this point. So
It's been that big of a problem.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's been years and years and years they've been fighting this, and no one's got compensated. So at this point, it's like, what the fuck are you gonna do? You know?
Like I know somebody who's
You
in
know what I
their,
mean?
what's he in his early 20s, I think, at this point, and he had cancer as a teenager, and they lived there when he was a kid, like a young kid. What are they gonna do?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I mean, the same thing with like burn pits. Like now there's like some kind of compensation or some kind of lawsuit going against people who've been exposed to the burn pits and overseas because of the chemicals.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
9 times out of 10, you'll be fighting that until you die as well. So
Jesus. Well, in uplifting news, so if you were to pick, we'll stick in the military topic, but if you were to pick a military game, what would be your favorite that you've ever played?
Hmm.
And if it is a Call of Duty, which may or may not be, what title?
I'd say Ghost.
Really?
If I had to pick one of those, yeah, that's probably what I would go with. Ghost was awesome
Black
That was a
for
good
the
game.
story.
Black
Yeah.
Ops 2.
Okay.
I never got into Battlefield. I never got into what's that one where you're like running around by yourself?
That could be a bunch of things.
Yeah. But you're like a CIA agent and you're running around and
Oh,
the
Splinter Cell?
Splinter Cell, yeah.
Dude, that's back in the day.
You played Division too. What'd you think of that one?
Honestly, don't like that one. Honestly,
I thought it was fun, but it's so repetitive.
it's boring.
Oh my god. Then like Division was really, really cool. Like the story mode and everything like that was really, really fun because you could play up to 4 people with you and you can run through these story missions and stuff like that. But then when it came to PvP, like you had like complete bots or dudes who grinded the game all day and had the best gear and the best combination, and then the combinations would change, and it would be so crazy how big the skill gap would be. Like, dude, I play this game 3 days a fucking week, dude. Chill out. Give me a fucking break.
I played it like once. And
But-
it's only because my dad plays it.
But
or played it, preferred.
but even the story mission or like the gameplay as like it wasn't realistic at all because you're third person. You do like this crazy weird jumping like roll thing, like whatever, dude.
So I would say for myself, it would probably be almost honestly say probably SOCOM Confrontation. All military weapons, strictly online, third person. It's just fun, dude. It was fun until hackers started getting into it.
Yeah.
Like you'd see like there's a God, what was that called? There's like a god grenade. So you'd like obviously you start on different sides of the map, and you'd spawn in, everybody dies from a grenade.
What?
It's not possible. Yeah.
The
And there was another one where there was all god mode, so that you would see the guy in the air, and then he would drop down on you, and you look at his face and like their body or whatever, and it's all like non-pixelated. So there's no graphics to it. It was just a non-pixelated person, and then you die. You can't kill him. So like once hackers like got a hold of that game, it was done. Unfortunately,
That's crazy.
but it was super fun, and that was a point where I made fun of people for playing Call of Duty. So I thought it was super easy. Get this first person, bunch of kids that are playing, and my brother had a friend that played it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, if you play SOCOM, you're fucking trash." Blah, blah. I'm like, dude, you know how fucking easy it is to play first person? Oh my god, you suck. So it's like this back and forth. Like you play Call of Duty, you're trash, and obviously now I'm playing it, so I'm trash. So
There's nothing else out to play though.
Battlefield players talking crap about COD players.
dude, I played.
Or Halo
played
players.
Oh, dude.
Dude. But here's the thing, though. I think Battlefield's trash now, but when it was just bad company, oh my god, that was so much better back then.
One stinks.
I don't know why. It just was. It just was.
For me, I was totally behind on a lot of stuff when it came to gaming because I grew up and I didn't have like internet, so I couldn't play any kind of like games online. Um, the internet that we did have was just like like someone called, they're disconnecting you, so like it was very basic internet. And then once I got left home and then joined the military, you were always doing some kind of field op or training op or something like that, and then being deployed. So you were gone for. So I got there in December of '05, and then left September of '06. So in between December of '05 to September of '06, I was probably home or in like not training, maybe 2 months total, and then deployed.
Your op tempo is like not gonna happen.
Yeah, so like any kind of like time that you would have like normal people would have to like get online, do some gaming, stuff like that. Like you didn't have any of that time.
You were sleeping when you could.
Sleeping or just drinking. You know what I mean? Like because you never know if you're gonna make it back from your next training op. Some stupid shit could happen. You never know if you're gonna make it back from your next deployment. Some stupid shit could happen. So it's like. You're not going to sit there and waste your time on a video game, or you're not going to sit there and waste your time looking on the internet. You're going to go out and enjoy your time. So, on that note, like I was so far behind when I got out of like a combat, like field as like an '03 and moved to weapons training battalion at Quantico. So, '05 to '09, that whole time, I lost basically. I didn't lose, but you know what I mean. Like I was so far behind everybody else.
Yeah, for me, I was gaming when I was in Okinawa back in '04, '05, and all I had to do was go out and drink and play video games pretty much because I wasn't doing anything like that. I tried going on different pumps and stuff, but it didn't happen. This is what it is. Yeah. Lots of World of Warcraft back then.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I could never get into that game. I don't know why.
I could tell you 5 reasons, but I'm not gonna say it. So like.
Damn, you just throwing shells on the bus like that? Goddamn.
No, I was throwing you underneath the bus.
What the fuck? That's hurtful, bro.
So okay, so I looked up an article which I'll actually put in the YouTube video. So this is a statement from Activision based on why they failed. Okay, so
Who failed? Failed for what? Vanguard?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So it says, while Call of Duty remains one of the most successful entertainment franchises of all time, our 21 premium release didn't meet our expectations. We believe primarily due to their own execution. The game's World War II setting didn't resonate with some of our community, and we didn't deliver as much innovation in a premium game as we would have liked. So, I mean, that pretty much hits it on the head. You know, you have a second World War II game that people aren't really interested in.
Yeah,
and
but
there's no innovation.
But here, take this real quick though. The second one, Vanguard, was way better than the other one, right? In my opinion, at least. I thought it was way better. No, not Cold War. What was Water War?
World War II.
Was it World War II? Yeah, I think Vanguard was way better than World War II game.
I don't know why.
Okay.
Because I disagree, in my opinion.
Okay.
Okay. But tell me why. Why do you believe Vanguard is better than World War II?
The gameplay, the mechanics.
When did World War II come out, though?
I mean, that's true too. I mean, I'm not jumping around diving like a dolphin.
I was gonna say, can you truly compare the two because of the time frame that came out? Honestly.
Yeah, you might be right.
So think about this. The reason I say World War II is better is you don't have all the slide cancel bullshit.
True.
You don't have. I can't even say weapon balancing because it was just as bad in that game because of competitiveness. Like the esports, the pro Warzone players now, but also the esport competitive players are the reason there's so many weapon balancing all the time. They're the reason. Because think about it, if these people on these grand stages of exposure, if they don't say a fucking word, there's no reason these things would change.
But go ahead,
I was
Chelsea.
gonna say that's the thing we were talking about earlier that we kind of avoided. was
Mhm.
weapons balancing, right? You have one pro streamer who's like, "Oh my god, this weapon sucks ass." And what
Mhm.
do? They revamp the whole damn weapon. When the community might be saying the exact opposite about it. They don't care what the majority say. They care about the one person who's like the top streamer. I hate
Do you
that.
remember in
Yeah.
World War II? Do you remember the FG-42?
Yeah.
The AR. It was fucking nasty. Okay, it was nasty off the start. That thing was buffed and nerfed like 10 times throughout the whole year, like 10 times.
Okay, but
It was
so
ridiculous.
think about this though. Okay, so when it comes to weapon balancing, right? So just say all ARs use either 5.56 or 7.62, right?
Mhm.
Just say for instance, each gun that takes 5.56 should all have the same amount of damage when it comes to 5.56. All
You don't think
guns
barrel. Because if you change a barrel, that does
slight.
velocity.
I mean, the changing of the barrels is going to make it go a little farther and put a little bit more speed, but
No,
it's slight
rifling,
though.
If you change
Yeah,
it to
I-
rifling, it's
yeah, but
gonna
it's
differ
not-
the velocity.
Yeah, but it's still going to do the same amount of damage.
Still the same size round with the same
Yeah.
amount of gunpowder, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
True. That's true.
Same thing with the
Same
7.62.
hole. Same hole.
7.62
Yeah,
is same. But obviously 7.62 is going to do more damage than a 5.56. I'm
But you're talking.
But what I'm
effective
saying,
range,
but
too,
what I'm
though.
yeah, but what I'm saying is just say the M13 and the M4, same round, same type of gun, but the M13 does less damage than the M4. Why?
Wait, say that again.
Si-
I was spacing.
All right.
He's like,
Just okay. So the M13 and the M4, right?
Mhm.
They use the same round, 5.56.
Yep.
Why does the M13 do less damage than the M4 would? If it uses the same rounds,
Ballistically, they shouldn't.
they shouldn't because it's the same round.
Mhm.
Now, obviously, yes, you're going to be able to put things on that's going to enhance that bullet velocity and enhance that distance and enhance the point up your gun and enhance the chances of you be able to control your weapon better. Yes, but why is a one gun using the same round as the other gun that does way more damage than one other gun, but same round? So that would take care of all this weapon balancing. Weapon
Then
balancing.
you get back into our previous topic is realism. So now it's like, okay, if you're gonna go realism, ballistics is huge, obviously in warfare,
Yeah, but
and just in weaponry in general.
But you
It's
don't
just
have
like-
you don't even have to go that far in depth with it.
No. That's what I'm saying though. You shouldn't.
Yeah,
But, like,
agreed.
now, if you're gonna change these variables, now it's like, okay, now we have to talk about ballistics and how, like, for example, these different sniper rifles, they're shooting at different velocities, they're different rounds. You have a 338 Lapua, or you have like a 308 or
See, that's
30
yeah.
30-6. Like that's gonna differ. But like then you get in these mid AR rounds, they're pretty much all the same until you get to like an AK, that are gonna be like a different round. But it's like so like most US rounds are pretty much the same. But it's like then you get to the European rounds that are gonna be different, right? In calibers. So it's like now it's like you have this complex system of like, okay, now we want to make it real. Now you have to talk about ballistics and how different and that's gonna go like this, and how
No,
much variation.
I think you're no,
they're not
I
gonna
don't
do
think so. I don't think so. I don't think it's that complicated at all. I think just say for instance, okay, they pull up a gun, they pull up a certain amount of guns, right? These all guns, we'll assume use all 5.56. So A, B, C, D use all 5.56. They all get the same amount of damage. You don't have to do ballistics. They all get the same amount of damage.
I think it goes back in the idea though that they're trying to make the game fun too.
I mean, but
Definitely.
making it fun is you can't have a fun game when everyone's running the same freaking gun, and it changes every 2 days.
Well, they're doing that because it's the meta that's out. Like,
But-
oh, we got this new gun.
But the
Now it's
reason,
the meta.
Why?
yeah, but the reason
Why
there's a
is there-
meta, the reason there's a meta is because they're going through and they're making these buffs and these nerfs and these changes because of people are saying guns are overpowered and guns are not powerful enough. But if each gun, just say for instance A, B, C, and D all had the same amount of damage, and then E, F, G was all 7.62, they all had the same amount of damage. Now if you throw just like a rifle, like a barrel on or something like that, yeah, it's going to give you a slight more or a slight less. But you're still having that damage, and you're able to get everyone using different guns that they feel comfortable with using.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But what's happening is you have big time streamers who are saying this gun's ass, or you have content creators saying, hey, this gun's really, really OP, or vice versa, or whatever the case may be. So now what they're doing, instead of just keeping to every gun has the same amount of damage, what they're doing now is they're going back and buffing, nerfing, and that's where this whole meta thing comes into play. And then some guns just get too buffed, and then they're no longer reliable, and no one's going to use them. But the M13's a... Go ahead.
I was going to say, where they give it too much recoil, and it's like, why would I even try to shoot that gun?
Because another gun's been buffed or nerfed, or, buffed, and now it's just incredibly good. Because of damage or the accuracy.
In all honesty, say if you take Warzone out, okay? Say if it's strictly online. Who are these players, say 90% of the time, because you're going to have let's say 90%, there are 10% of the time, these kids that don't honestly care, but say the 90% of the people that are playing that actually, say, watch competitive esports, or just YouTube in general, who are these people getting their statistics and their facts from? Pro players.
Big streamers?
No.
Big streamers, pro players?
He's talking about, like, multiplayer, like, COD pros. Is that what you're...
Just the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You have these content creators that are have hundreds of thousands of subs that all they do is play. They get all these V2 rockets and all that shit, right? So like, those are the people determining what the meta is, because you see Scump or you see I'm trying to think of a top
J God or one of them. J God
does
a lot of them. Yeah.
They're running M13 with a whatever kind of barrel, blah blah blah, and you see everybody using it. That's partly the reason. Actually, most of the reason.
Yeah, but also too, they play the game 12 hours a day.
A lot of those guys too data mine and look at the actual numbers too on the charts.
Mm-hmm. Just think, okay, just say for instance like J God, right? He probably gets a lot more information than a lot of other people do. And he puts that information out, and then he pushes to his boys or whatever the case may be, and it's the big old buddy club, and it just continues on. Yeah. The reason other people are following that trend and that meta is because they're seeing these guys own kids, right? Because they want to get the highest kill games and stuff like that. So they choose to go to whatever gun their big-time streamers using or their favorite COD players playing with.
What? Sure. You're talking about everybody using. What do you guys think of skill-based matchmaking in the game?
But just real quick before we go to that, but that's usually like if you just do one simple fix, every gun has a certain amount of damage. Every gun has a certain amount of damage that uses the same amount of ammo. The buff and weapon.
Next topic. No, I'm kidding.
I know, right?
I'm gone.
No, I get what you're saying, Marty. That makes sense.
Honestly, dude, I agree. Like, there has to be variation.
All right, next topic.
But what they're doing is they're introducing a new gun that's the same caliber as another, and they're making it different so that they can make freaking money on it. Because then you're buying the battle pass. At the end of the day, for them, it's all about the money.
And it becomes a buy to win.
Mm-hmm. Or pay to win, yeah.
Oh yeah, pay to win. Sorry. Yeah.
Same shit.
It's like, okay, so like what Jess said, skill-based matchmaking, right, is an issue. So it's a huge issue, and I don't think it's always a bad thing to be like, okay, the game's pairing you with better players or people that are your skill set, because theoretically you don't want these guys that are dropping 200 kills a game to play against kids that just picked up the game, right? That's not fun. So I get that. I understand the concept behind it, but like, two things. One, they should bring back where you stay in the lobby unless you leave. That just makes it fun. Two, that eliminates skill-based matchmaking, and you just play. If you get a crap lobby, you get a crap lobby. If you get an awesome V2 kind of lobby, you get one of those lobbies. You know what I mean? That's just part of the game. But then them using the data and determining the lobbies you get in is ridiculous.
What
it's like when I play with Marty, man.
Go ahead, Chels.
I was gonna say, like when I play with Marty, your KD's way higher than my KD. I'd be like a 0.5 KD, and we end up in like some crazy ass Warzone lobbies where I can't even move 2 feet without dying. It's ridiculous too, though. I don't think the way they do it is right. That's just me.
But that's why you have these bigger streamers. They reverse boost. That's how they get these. Oh, they do it for the videos and the content because look, I dropped 200 kills in a V2. That's all when people are streaming. You'll see like, they're playing Warzone, not Warzone. They're playing Vanguard, and you'll see in the title 32 or 300 V2 rockets. That's how they get those things. They reverse boost. So they
How do you-
like so okay. There's math behind it. So I think from what I heard, I don't know about this game, but the last game, 20 games in a row, you just botch it on purpose. You literally like don't get any kills, you just are trash. What the game does is it understands you're trash and then puts you in these fucking absolute garbage lobbies.
Oh, okay.
Kids that are just like they're almost bots, literally.
I know a lot
So,
of people are
like-
doing VPNs too to get around that too because it's by region. The VPNs will get past skill-based matchmaking also.
Also, too, when it comes to skill-based matchmaking, it's not just changing the players that you're playing against. It's changing how your bullets impact in real time.
Is that the Bloom thing?
No, not the like Bloom. Like there,
Oh.
I mean, they did have Bloom at one point on Vanguard.
Oh.
They did have Bloom at one point, but there were a thing where it came out to where like one game you'll have a really good game, and then the next game you'll feel sluggish. Your bullets won't feel like they're impacting at all, or they impact, but they're doing less damage than they would normally would,
That's weird.
and your aim would be kind of ass.
Okay, I didn't know that was a thing, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, so like you're
'Cause I'm ass normally, so
no, so like your gameplay it's not just like the skill based matchmaking as a whole. Like the whole thing is, I think it needs to be there for a certain extent. I think anyone who gets the game a week, you get 7 days. And then after that, you get thrown into whatever lobby you get thrown into.
based on your skill.
I mean, it all depends. If you're trying to do like a rank play, then yeah, based on your skill. But if it's not a rank play and it's just pub, then pub stop. That's how it was for us when we grew up. And we got some really good lobbies, and we had some really bad lobbies.
Go to
Tell
some
me how
blackout,
that-
bro.
But tell me how it wasn't fun.
No,
Like,
it was
like
no, it was-
multiplayer.
No, it was a great time. I had a blast. I would play it for hours and hours and hours. And the great thing, like what you said, was don't make us leave the same lobby. Because you play like really, really good. You have a really good game against these kids, and you start talking smack. And then you're like, all right, I'll show you next game. And then they shit on you. And then they're like, I showed you. And now I'm going to show you this time. And then you go back and forth. And then you guys end up becoming like good friends because you all talk shit to each other and end up now being teams. And the next thing you know, you're friends with him 10 years later.
You got that like competitive aspect.
Yeah.
People crave. Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
But we
I
used to.
think
Go ahead.
the other issue with this is we'll touch this very lightly. One of the bigger issues I think why Vanguard did flop is the whole sexual misconduct allegations with the developers. So with Activision and everything going on there, I think that's partly why people are like, okay, I'm not touching. I saw people like, I'm not touching that game anymore. I'm not supporting anything like that Activision does. Like there was a lot of stuff that blew up because of that.
So they got hashtag me too.
I mean, I can see that, but I mean, also too, you have to think it had to work with like the whole COVID thing.
Well, COVID did have an impact on developers with other games, but well, it might have.
Well,
in that
think
one
about this
too.
though. I looked up a stat. The first report they run after it sells, it was down 40% than Cold War at the same point in the beginning of the year when they first dropped the sales and everything. 40% they were down.
Wasn't it
from
the same?
previous year.
Was Cold War the same people who developed Vanguard or no? Or is it?
Activision? No, Treyarch.
Sled-
I think.
Treyarch did
Correct.
Cold War. Sledgehammer did the new one, Vanguard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, totally different dev team.
Yeah.
But if they had allegations against them for some stuff like that, it could have impacted it, possibly.
Hardly, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
I honestly believe just Warzone in general just hurt the whole online multiplayer aspect.
because it's free.
No. Well, yeah, Warzone is free, yes, but ever since Warzone became a thing, for like console players, like we didn't have PUBG on console when we were growing up. We didn't have what's that? DayZ, or like any of the other games like PC players have played, right? So they always had some kind of like battle royale at some point in their PC career. Console players didn't have that. Console players didn't have any kind of battle royale until Blackout.
All right, I'm feeling old right now.
And
I'm
then
DayZ's not been around that long.
and then Blackout came out, and then once Blackout came out, then Warzone came out, and that's when everyone was like, "All right, I'll just go play Warzone."
Blackout was fun though.
Blackout
You
was
gotta
fun.
admit,
I loved
I trolled-
Blackout.
I trolled the hell out of you in Blackout.
Yeah, you did. I hated you for it.
That was like the early streaming days right there. So much fun though.
But
At the end of the day, for me as a gamer, man, I'm looking for a game that's fun. And a lot of the times recently with the new Call of Duties, man, it's not been fun because I go back to the skill-based matchmaking where I get just shit on every match. And it makes me not want to play it. So I took
Yeah,
off like, what, 2 months?
I'm with you.
Three months?
I think partly a portion of like Call of Duty and like why it succeeded for such a long time is zombies, and that has just been abysmal the past couple years.
The latest zombies patch that they did
Oh,
for Vanguard
bro.
was complete and total ass, so I could see that. Yeah.
Dude, I'm so glad I finished. The only reason I played zombies in this one was for the camo.
I couldn't even play it in this one, bro.
Yeah,
I think I played an hour and I was like, dude, no.
well, there's always these fun Easter eggs too that you can unlock, but I think the
True.
last one there wasn't. So it's like, why even mess with it?
Bro,
I know Marty, for example, does all the Easter eggs. With
Yeah.
his brother and them. Yeah.
So Cold War, I got the Dark Ether camo, right? So all the camos and everything were done.
All right, try
for
hard.
the weapons.
But that thing is dope as
unlocked
hell, though.
It is. Cold War was actually super cool. It's a purple, right?
Yeah.
I got that done maybe a couple weeks before the new game dropped, and that's because I didn't really focus on it until like towards the end. Then I grinded it. I was even at a wedding. I brought my PS4 to a wedding.
What the fuck?
Oh, really? I love it.
Oh my
That's all I
god,
needed.
dude.
I need like one other gun. I'm like, I want to get it done, so I took it to a wedding.
Gaming's life,
Anyways.
bro. Come on.
But actually, in my hotel room, hell yeah. So, but this game, I grinded it from the start, and
I'm sure it took you forever.
it took me a while because the problem is with this game is you have to rank your gun up to level 70.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
So it takes a long time to rank your gun up. So that's the problem. So the problem is for Cold War, you didn't have to rank your gun up max level. You could have been like a couple levels off, and you'd have been okay. This game, you literally need to be max level to rank it up.
So speaking of that, like what that could have been like another reason this game was, didn't do as well as it did. You had to rank your gun, each gun to 70, and each gun had like 80 fucking attachments.
I was going to say 50, but yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But like the problem is the zombies are so bland, right? Even the first level. So that was problem number one. Problem number two, dude. Oh my god, I never got so mad at zombies in my life using the melee weapon to do that one, because there's one level or one camo challenge you have to kill 20 zombies without getting hit once, right?
Oh,
So
that's
you
gotta be
kill
a
20
pain in the
consecutively,
ass.
not get hurt. But here's the thing: with a gun, not a problem, right? With a fucking knife, dude, you can't even in this game. You can't determine how far they are. So like when you swipe, you can figure out the distance between they're gonna actually try swiping at you, and you can dodge it. This game you can't. They'll be like
They just
15
hit
feet
you.
away, and
Yeah.
and they'll hit you. You're like, what the? I got so mad. I got so mad one time, dude. I was like, I can't wait to be done with this shit because I was so upset. I was so invigorating. It's like level two, and these guys are running at you fucking with a 4.340. They're just one ass at you. You're like, dude, what level am I at again? Level 2? This guy's
damn,
kicking my ass. I've gotten downed already in the first or second level.
dude, Vanguard
That's why I
guys,
broke the controller right there.
Vanguard guys took a look at me when I was running track. Yeah, okay, I feel him.
Right.
I got
That's
him.
exactly the reason why I've broken a Xbox
Motherfuckers.
Elite controller. Thank you, Call of Duty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just getting frustrated with stuff like that. Yep.
But
Bad
that's AI. That's not even like multiplayer. That's
Yeah.
the crazy part.
How would you
So,
feel if they
like,
did just a zombies game just by itself?
I
You think that would sell?
Depends.
No, I don't think it would sell. But here, going off that, I think what they should do is just make a straight Warzone game by itself, and then a separate campaign COD zombie game.
Like not have them connected at all.
Not have it connected at all. Because what I think's happening is, I don't mean to cut you off or your question. What I think's happening is they're getting too stretched too thin, and they're running out of ideas. So then they're like taking all these ideas from all these other games and trying to implement it and stuff like that, and then they're just trying to throw it in all in the Warzone all at once. So eliminate all that. Just do a straight Warzone or a battle royale from a Call of Duty company or whatever, Activision or Treyarch or Sledgehammer. Just do a straight battle royale, and then focus another team, focus just on multiplayer, zombies, and the campaign.
Well, I feel like if they did that, they'd have to go back to the way Blackout was, where you're not leveling up your gun to unlock everything for a loadout.
But then what you could do is you could put you could still do the whole leveling up guns, maybe. Yeah, I think you might be right. I think it should
happen is you'd end up with somebody who has a max level gun and crazy loadout.
Yeah.
He just Yuki's on the whole lobby.
Yeah. You're right. So it'd have to just be like a regular just BR, no loadouts, no nothing like that. Pick all your stuff off the ground, all your attachments, go from there.
Like some PUBG or something like that.
Yeah. But I think that would be like the best route that like a company should go. Just make a specific battle royale game, just designed for that. You have a whole practice simulation area that you can go into for aiming and shooting and stuff like that. You have a battle royale that you can play, and that's it. And then you have all these people who want to play COD and want to go professional COD and play pubs and stuff like that, and you got all that. You got zombies on that level. You got zombies on that game. You have pubs, and then you have campaign.
I think it sounds good on paper, but it's Activision. And at the end of the day, Activision is money hungry as hell, and that's their main goal. So I don't think it would ever happen. Even if the fan base called for it, I don't think it would ever happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're probably right.
Just my opinion.
But that'd be fucking sick, though.
It would be.
So we'll put it this way, in consensus, do you think Vanguard from start to finish flopped?
I enjoyed Cold War way more than Vanguard from just a gameplay aspect. So I'd say yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. But you have so many factors that go into it, like Marty said, with Warzone and all the other things. So that does play a part.
Did Cold War have a ranked play?
No, I don't think so.
See, that's the only thing that I like about Vanguard more than I did than Cold War. Vanguard was just too inconsistent for me, in my opinion.
Is it Vanguard?
Yeah.
It's extremely inconsistent. The spawns have been such a problem.
Yeah.
Still.
It's just such a. The only thing I truly like about Vanguard is the rank play, and it's not even that great of a rank play.
Spawns have always been an issue with multiplayer games. I don't think they're ever gonna figure that out.
Well, this one's bad.
It's always been bad at the beginning, and they eventually start to kind of work out the quirks, and then you get a new game, and then it's back to the same thing. So your idea earlier about maybe making it more of a 2-year project or something like that would probably work a lot better, because then you could fix those kind of issues over time.
And the expectations are already there that it's gonna be consistent.
Exactly. Instead of it,
like every day it's gonna be different. You know what I mean? But like in that case, you can already expect what you're gonna be playing without any problems.
But right now they're on like a 6-month freaking dev schedule or something crazy like that, where you're getting 2 games a year. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And half the time it's not even a finished game, because Marty brought up the COVID thing. And COVID, like, look at Cyberpunk. It came out unfinished, and it was like a 10-year development freaking thing, and it still came out unfinished. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's another problem too with all video games these days. They're like, back in the day, you couldn't fix like the changes they're fixing now because it was on disc. Like you couldn't make those changes. Compared to now, they're like, all right, well, this is fucked up. We'll just patch it 10 years from now or 2 weeks from now. So we'll just push it out, and then we'll patch it. But then the problem is when they patch it, then something else always goes wrong. And then it takes another 2 weeks for them to figure that out, and then another 4 things go wrong with the next patch, and then the cycle just continues. So all games are just not being finished anymore.
That's what it feels like.
Mm-hmm. The unfinished products and just getting pushed because they need to get that money. Compared to back in the day where everything, it was a straight, solid, hey, this is what you get on disc.
Maybe broken, but you get it.
Yeah, that's all you get, bro. You know, like, if it's broken, like, at least you know it's broken. You know how to counteract what's broken. You're not getting patched 2 weeks later, you know what I mean? Like, you know it's broke.
I don't know why that made me think of Battletoads from back in the day. Anyway, another topic.
I think it was a flop, though. Other than the rank play, which was a really good addition, but just wasn't a very good rank play.
I don't even want to talk about that, dude. I won all 5 of my placements when it first came out. Won all 5 of my placements. 2 search and destroys back to back. I had 12, 13 kills in both of them. And then the control, I had 38 kills. And then it's like two searches, and then 2 hard points in a control. In both hard points, I had 30-something plus kills. So I was just going off on every single game played, every single one. And I still placed in like the fucking second or third from the bottom. I'm like, how is that possible? Like back in the day in Black Ops 2, dude, like the ranking system.
Oh, I love Black Ops 2, bro.
Dude, the ranking system, no one can touch that ever. That's like the best ever. I was in Masters, bro, by myself. I was top 3 in my league in Masters, just by myself. Because it was good. Whatever like system it had to determine like how good you were or how you ranked.
Oh, we didn't even play any ranks in Black Ops 2.
Oh, I did. I was playing competitive at that point.
Oh shit.
And yeah, dude, and that's when people are DDoSing though. I was so pissed one night because like it's win streaks. Like your win streaks also help determine that. So what these people would do is before the whole VPN and all that stuff was there, they would obtain your IP address and boot you offline, so they would get the win.
Oh, that was Marty the other night.
Shit.
That was a fun game.
I don't know how I got accused of that, bro.
Yeah, we were in a match and everybody quit because they were getting duked.
You had more kills than I did, and the dude's like, "Oh, you fucking DDoSing us." Like, what? Like, and it wasn't even like at the end of the game. It was like, I think at the point, Shells had like 20. I had maybe like 13, 15 maybe. Dan, or who else we were playing with, didn't have very many more than 20. Yeah. We're like, dude, if we were VPNing or DDoSing anybody, like, you think we'd have more kills at this point, yo?
Usually you can tell someone's DDoSing because you have that one player that's not moving at all. They'll be motionless. So back in the day, on PS4 anyways, it was a 4v4, league play, and you would see 3 guys playing, and then you never hear from one guy. You see 0 kills or whatever. So that was a guy obtaining your IP address on his computer while you're playing and then booting you. In that one match, I remember I was so pissed because I think it was me and someone else that were playing. It was like my team that I was playing with at the time. It was like my brother, a good friend of mine, and another friend. So we're playing, and we're fucking shitting on these kids. And we're all masters. And then one kid goes, "Hey, sucks to suck, but you guys are getting fucking booted." I'm like, "What? What do you mean?" "Yeah, you're getting fucking booted." I'm like, "Okay." So it was search. Every round, one person disappeared. Oh, that person got disconnected. That person got disconnected. And because I was talking shit, I was the last one because he wanted to talk shit to me. And it lags you before you get kicked. The complexity gets worse.
Uh-huh.
I was still killing them when I was lagging. I was still shitting on them. And then I'm like, "Yeah, you so fucking suck." And then he booted me. I was gone. I was so upset. I literally called PlayStation like right after that. I'm like, "You need to do something about this. That's illegal for one, to obtain someone's IP address." So I'm like, oh my god, I was so pissed. And they're not gonna do anything about it. But
I feel like that's just a problem across the board with Call of Duty anymore. Like I went back to play some of the previous ones. Yeah, it is. Not DDoSing, but the freaking hacking shit, man. It ruins the game.
Are you serious though? Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Dude,
I can't go backwards and play any of the Call of Duties because they're all freaking hackers now.
If you thought cheating and like lag switching, if that was a thing back in the day, funny enough, if you thought lag switching and cheating was such a bad thing back in the day for like console, think about how easy it is to cheat on a PC.
Exactly.
All you gotta do is download a couple files. That's all you gotta do, and you're a cheater. You have wall hacks. It's
Done.
fucking easy.
Done.
Oh,
It's
I done
literally
been
that
there,
easy.
yo. I know.
Dude,
I know. I've been
I
shitting on
remember,
kids.
dude. Low
but it
key.
ruins the game for the casual players like me.
Hey, but here's the thing, though. Do you know how to create? Okay, so when do you remember what? Do you know what lag switch is?
Nope.
Mhm. Yes.
I remember when it was such a bad thing that people were lag switching. I remember watching a video. I can still kind of picture in my mind on YouTube how to make one. Like in order to do that, you had to fucking put work in to do it. That's the funny thing.
Not anymore.
Nowadays, not anymore. Click, click, click,
Yeah.
done.
There's websites for that shit where you just pay somebody to do it,
Yeah, simple. It's
and it
just,
gets
it's just.
around the anti cheats too.
And again, I get it. I get the fact that with PC, the graphics and the bit rate and like the refresh rate, all that stuff is so much better. Like it's hard to beat when you have like a better quality graphics card and like if you're running a very powerful machine, that's not your console. A PS5 is going to come close, but like you're not going to be a PC. You just can't beat that.
Completely agree.
But yeah, cheating, dude. Oh my god, they need to yeah.
I think that could be a whole video all into itself. Just complaining
Yeah.
about cheaters.
Yeah. Ricochet. Yeah, okay. Nice. Nice.
Yeah, that
Still
doesn't.
running cheaters.
No. I
God,
keep seeing
man.
videos like, oh well, they don't do damage to you. I'm pretty sure they still do.
But what
They
I
did.
what I don't understand is if you're able to like basically troll the cheaters, like in that extent where people are going invisible or they're not able to take damage or they're not able to output damage or something like that. Why can't you just put that effort into stopping the cheat compared to just trolling the cheat?
Well, they do, but it's a free game. We're talking Warzone, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Talking Vanguard, it's not free, but Warzone, just make a new account.
Yep.
Same thing with other games like Rocket League or
Yeah,
pick
but I
one
mean,
where
if you
can make free accounts
if you ban the hardware or
Oh,
the
true,
IP address,
True.
just ban the. Hey, you don't even have to ban the hardware. Just ban the IP address.
Well, you ban the IP. All I gotta do is change my IP. It's not hard.
Oh well, I don't know. I don't know how to do any of that. But okay, fun. Ban the
Yeah,
hardware.
you also didn't know how to change your camera, but just saying.
I told you how to fix it. Come on.
I figured it out, didn't I, shithead? My point exactly. Go ahead, say touche. What?
Ricochet.
I will not because Jesse had to tell you.
Jay? Jay? Who's Jay?
Cheers. Anyway,
Oh man, so we've been talking for a while. So I think what we'll do, I think we'll conclude. So honestly, I thought this was a good conversation. I think we talked about Vanguard and how trash it was. There was some good. There was some good that came out of it. Not a lot, but there was some good. Talked about some fun things just in general, right? And I will obviously put your guys' social media, kind of like on the graphic itself, and kind of like tag you in that. But yeah. So, is any concluding remarks? Because I'm sure Marty has them.
Marty does.
I plead the fifth.
I'm
You know,
honestly
hold on,
as
Jess, hold on, one sec. I can picture without seeing his camera at the moment. I can literally picture what he has did. He literally took his mic stand, pulled it up, and is sat in his chair like this. And go, I plead the fifth. I can picture it.
That's not what I
Literally
did.
picture it.
That's not what I did.
We'll see.
my
Yeah, I guess you will.
my closing argument would be I'm concerned about the next game. Given the last couple that they've done, I think the next one's gonna flop too. But that's just my guess at it. They haven't done anything
Honestly-
to improve how they've been doing. It's been ass.
Honestly, sales I think are gonna go up from the last one, but ultimately it's gonna be I feel like the same situation. Like we'll say like the life of the game. Like right now, people aren't playing Vanguard. I mean, people are obviously here and there, but a
Mhm.
majority of people are going to Apex or that went to Apex and these different games for that reason. No one wants to play the
Yeah.
game anymore.
Yeah,
I
Apex
think
was
that's gonna happen.
fun for a
I,
bit.
I my closing statement is I think the next game will have more sales due to it being a modern game compared to a World War II game or an older style gun game. I don't think that it's going to be any better. I think they'll do a shit ton of graphics to make the guns look good and the cosmetics and everything like that. But I feel like the gunplay and everything will still be possibly bloom, possibly pay to win, possibly shoot straight as a fucking dick without pulling any kind of putting your finger on a trigger. I mean, thumbsticks or anything like that.
We had lasers.
Yeah, I don't think anything's going to change like that. I think the rank play, if they do implement a rank play, is going to be
They
ass.
will.
I think the Warzone 2 they have coming out, I think it's too early, too fast to be producing another Warzone. And on top of a campaign, on top of a multiplayer, and then possibly on top of zombies and a whole new Warzone map. I think it's just all too much and it's too quick. So
Well,
I will say it be a flop. I hope I am wrong, but I think it will go bad and then everyone will be back on Warzone 1.
I think that the fact that they're excluding zombies is gonna bite them in the ass too. Yeah. No zombies.
Well, I love zombies. So
Oh
I'm
no.
about that as well.
I like zombies too.
It's just good. Like I know we keep on going on tangents, but Cold War though, with that whole open world one,
Mm.
I love that game mode.
no shot.
It wasn't too bad. You could level up some weapons in there for sure. It's
Oh, you
fun.
could fucking drive what you could drive things. You could
Prime. You're not a true zombie player.
Because he liked that one zombie game. Come
Yeah.
on.
Get him out of here.
No.
Get him out. Throw him out, chat. Throw him out.
You know, it's funny. I probably played more zombies in the
Oh,
past 2
no.
years than you've had ever.
I highly doubt that, but well, I mean, okay, maybe because of no, you played 2 maps, ranking your guns up
Amount of
because
hours though. Think about
no,
that.
no,
Think about the
absolutely
amount
not.
of hours.
Well,
Understand this. It took me on average 4 to 5 hours per weapon to completely do all the camos in it.
yeah, but that technically doesn't even.
What?
But that technically doesn't even mean anything.
Okay, that's your opinion, but
Doesn't mean anything?
Yeah.
4 hours per gun or melee or something.
All right, who's playing
Think about
Warzone
all
with
the-
me?
But they, okay, we'll go with that, right? But it's the same fucking map doing the same fucking gun. It's not
Little
like a
maps.
dip. It's not.
Now here's the thing though.
Nope.
What you know better than I do is the intricacies of the zombies. Like you understood like the actual purpose. You know what I mean? Like the purpose of the one map to like, hey, I need to do this to go here to like the actual objectives. That's where you come into play and you know way better than I do. I just
Okay.
don't give a shit.
Okay, yeah.
Only reason I
Okay,
did-
we'll go with that.
Time spent, I have you. I almost guarantee I have you in the
Wow.
past 2 years. Just because
Definitely,
of the amount I had to play.
definitely in the past 2 years.
Marty.
Yeah,
Speedy knew all about the intricacies of the inside of the zombies.
I can't beat one zombie map, yo.
Never mind.
Fuck you,
Damn.
shells. Fuck you. All right, I heard you. All right,
Yeah.
stop
Dude,
it.
One day,
Stop
I was
it.
watching your stream,
Uh huh.
and you were getting so pissed because who were you playing with? Were you playing with Fez?
I was probably
Probably
playing. Yeah,
Fez.
Fez is always my number one piss. He can get me. Fez can get me to a level that no one else can get me to because of how stupid he is.
It's funny because like hearing you two bicker. Boy, the best part is watching your facial expressions. You're like, just shut up, man. just like your facial expression.
Dude.
You get so mad at him.
Because he does this shit. He does this shit on purpose. So then he's just. First of all, he tries to piss me off on purpose. Then second, he's just a complete fucking dummy when it comes to shit. And then 3, he gets too fucking drunk sometimes and he starts playing and he just don't even know what the fuck he's talking about and saying and stuff. And then I can't fucking deal with it, bruh.
Side note, a good friend, like really good friend of mine, his brother was playing with. He plays Warzone every Friday night, Saturday and Sunday, because he works second shift, so you can't play him during the week. Um, there was one night he was so drunk, he was like, and then he like walked away and he was fucking puke in the back. He like, "Ugh."
I fell asleep on stream once.
Playing Rocket League.
Yeah. Well, I fell asleep. I was in training. Fell asleep. Woke up and then I just started fucking playing again. I was streaming too. Fell asleep. I wish I would have kept that because that would have been classic. You know what I mean? But
There's
yeah,
people that make money on Twitch doing that.
just sleeping.
Like yeah, sleeping.
Yeah, but mine would be like a 48-hour binger.
I've seen people where they do like a 48-hour stream and half the like part of the stream is them sleeping. I've seen it.
Nah, mine would be just straight drinking and playing.
Well, there's one guy that I follow that's what he does is he does crazy marathon streams, but he does it to pay his rent because that's how he makes his money.
If anyone wants to see a 24-hour binger, bro, let me know.
And it's him sleeping, but they can play sound effects and stuff and like freak him out in the background. Yeah, while he's sleeping. Like sirens and shit while he's trying to sleep. Yeah.
Maybe we should all do a 24-hour stream.
No.
You know what? With 2 kids, I don't really want to do that.
Send them to your parents, father-in-law, mother-in-law. Send them away. Send them away.
Nope.
Very well.
Yeah.
You tell Steph that you're gonna send your kid to your parents or her parents.
I'm sending both.
You gotta send her with them.
Now what I'll do, dude, is I'll just get in touch with their parents and I'll be like, yo, I'm sending Stefan the baby up to your house this weekend. They'll be like, oh, thank you so much, Marty. We love you so much. I'm like, yo. And then I'll trick Stefan into like making it think it was her idea just to get on the good graces of her parents. Deal with your roo, bro.
Not gonna happen.
Too much thought into that.
Not gonna happen.
Dude, just let me dream, dude. Oh, bro, just let me dream, please.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, boys. Well, so first of all, I just want to thank you guys for coming on. Hopefully, probably in the near future, we can do this again. Just converse, talk about some stuff. Obviously, we have a lot of commonalities. If you guys haven't checked out the United by Stripes, I'll put the links and stuff in the posts and the below the video and such. Let's see what else. I'll put the people's socials in there so you guys check them out. Especially with Marty and Shells here. Both of them stream pretty much every week. I know Marty streams twice a week. Shells, you same thing, twice or 3 times?
Usually it's twice, but lately life has been happening lately.
Yeah.
Just kind of puts a damper in everything.
Growing up things, right?
Adulting sucks.
Yeah.
Callie,
Remember
no.
that. So the information will be in the below the video. So again, want to thank you guys for listening and viewing. If you can, subscribe and like the video, and there'll be more content to come. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Take care.